I will negotiate with them. I think it's important to understand that part of the motivation of working people flocking to my campaign is they believe that the city isn't working for ordinary people, for Chicago neighborhoods, that income inequality has grown in Chicago and getting worse under this mayor's leadership. And of course, he's demonstrated, I think, a lot of animosity in different instances over the past 4 years. That's part of why they want to move in a different direction. My direction will be being collaborative, sitting down at a big table, hearing all stakeholders, and then, of course, taking stock of the very challenging finances that we would be inheriting from the prior administration.
And you would feel comfortable asking them to make some sacrifices? I mean, in terms of...
Well, there's going to be a lot of discomfort moving forward. No, there's not going to be much comfort when we get to discussing the financial straits that we're in. Why? Look at all of the downgrades that have occurred. Look at the projected deficits for both the city and the Chicago public school system. We're going to be operating in very challenging times as we move forward. Bankruptcy is premature at this time for Chicago. Chicago has a very robust economy. Chicago is very different from other localities that have had to consider bankruptcy. We've got very vibrant sectors of the local economy. Before we talk about anything dramatic like that, we have to ascertain a financial baseline of the city. That's what audits will get us. Knowing what we have is really critical for taxpayers in the city of Chicago, as well as other stakeholders like city council members and our collective bargaining partners in city employment and otherwise. All of those things need to be done before we talk about something as drastic as bankruptcy. When elected, we will move to hire 1,000 additional police officers to engage in community policing. To me, it's a question of leadership and it's a question of priorities. Because I've lived in Chicago neighborhoods for 50 years, I understand that if we cannot provide public safety for Chicago citizens, then people will lose further hope in government. It is one of the most essential things. I think community policing will do lots for Chicago as it's done for places like LA, and we need to continue to move down this road. How do we pay for it? You begin by taking half of the overtime pay, more adequately resourcing the Chicago Police Department and places like homicide detectives so that we increase our rate of solving more homicides in the city of Chicago and reducing and preventing crime by creating trust and mutual respect with
But there's going to have to be cuts, right? Something's going to have to be cut to pay for this stuff, right? I mean, we're already vastly in the red, as you said, the downgrades. To pay for 1,000 cops without new revenue immediately.
There are going to have to be new revenues. Cuts are not out of the question, but first we need to shine the light on the books and transparency and accountability, and I will provide that.